Love, this is Yaaris, and this video is going to be on the full moon in Gemini. Alright, so with this full moon in Gemini, it's going to be highlighting some conversations that need to be had, some understanding that needs to be had between you and someone, or you and something, whether it's a habit, whether it's something that you're doing, or anything like that. So dealing with this, you're going to be paying attention to the people, places, and things that you encounter on this day. It's going to be dealing with polarity, okay, when you're talking about Gemini, because Gemini is dealing with different poles, okay? So it's also dealing with anxiety, nervousness, where you're curious, where you need to understand something, where there may be a little bit of chaos or confusion. So this is where you to get a major understanding on something with this full moon in Gemini. The moon is going to actually highlight it in your body. You're going to feel a place where that needs to be met, as far as the math that needs to be done on a situation where you're like, something doesn't add up. So now we get to weigh out our options, dealing with those poles. And this is also dealing with Geminis being very undecisive about things. It's hard for them to make a solid decision on things. It's hard for them to completely just bring themselves together on something. And so that's what the Gemini is. When the gem and the twins, I always say, come together and unite and actually make a solid decision and actually just decide to come together and work together. That's the gem of it all. And everybody has it somewhere in their chart. Just sun sign Geminis, of course, this is where they're naturally at with themselves all the time. So they deal with this on a natural level. Everyone else will deal with it wherever they have it at in their life and in their chart, different houses where you may just display this type of behavior. So like I say, everyone kind of deals with this type of behavior in some type of way. This is also going to be affected by whatever you had going on with that full moon in Sagittarius and that new moon in Gemini back in June. Okay, so the way the moons work together, when you're speaking into a new moon, you're speaking into something new. You're speaking new things. The moon isn't completely full, so you're speaking things into a fairly empty moon where you're filling it up with things that you want, and you're speaking beautiful things. By the time there's a new moon of that same sign, this is when those things physically manifest. So that's why it's usually 6 months in between, 180 degrees between each sign, which is the poles. But this is also when they're confronted with each other. So whatever you were speaking into that new moon in Gemini is now going to be confronted by what's going to be in this full moon in Gemini at this point. And it's like I said, people will see it manifest. A lot of people will have different rituals and everything ready for now for that next moon for the next 6 months in June. So you're going to be dealing with details now at this point, because you wanted those plans, those goals, and those journeys with that full moon in Sagittarius. Now we're taking care of the rhythm of it all, the routine of it all, putting our logic and reasoning with everything, and actually having a purpose of it all through with Mercury, all right, and with that Gemini. And so with Mercury retrograding, speaking of Mercury, a lot of thoughts might be going backwards. This is our old conversations. This is a conversation that needed to be had a while ago. These may be people from the past, because Mercury is retrograding and this full moon in Gemini is dealing with some type of conversation that may bring you comfort. So these is once again unfinished business still, even with this moon, and it's going to be highlighting that. And it's also going to be showing you an understanding. People may be learning things or having this enlightenment on the full moon, to be like, oh wow, you know, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. Speaking to different people, using your curiosity to kind of sniff things out, and this is how you get back home. And these are also going to be things that help you get back to your foundation. Okay, so if you need any tips as far as your rituals, what to put down, what type of candles to use, I will put all of that in my link, and I will also have that in the blog, which will be under this video. Peace and love.